That was about. What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Today we got Rick and Morty, Rick Ratman right here. Review video, of course, wait, on the goat. Okay, this is the best thing. Spirit has, like I said in my tier list video, which I think you should go watch. This is probably the best thing that Spirit's made in years, like 10 years. He is so cool, and I'm really glad that I own him. I'm here in my little animatronic corner, which is looking a bit empty at the moment because most of them are not in it. So I only have about I had enough room to put him here. Usually it would be flooded with boxes, and it will be in November. But anyways, we have the GOAT, Rick Ratman. And yeah, I think he's fantastic. So we're just gonna quickly get into a demo for him, which I'll put up now. Okay, so that'll be the perfect segue into the motion segment. And the motion on this guy is very, very good. Very good. I have really no complaints, honestly. I think he's got enough motion to justify him not having mouth movement. Though I would love to see it, but his mouth is plenty beat up already, so I guess it makes sense. Also, his spring arm is a great touch. Um, shoot. I think for motion, he's gonna have to get a 9 out of 10 because he's only missing that one thing is that he would do great with mouth movement, but everything else is phenomenal. So, including the little rats on the springs is great. So I'm gonna have to give him a 9 out of 10 because there's only one improvement that could be made, in my opinion. Alright, next we're gonna talk about appearance. So, obviously, this guy, he looks incredible. He looks insane. This weird eye thing is not something Spirit's done before, but it's a touch I really like. And missing an eye is another good choice. I don't know. We really get zombies that are missing eyes and stuff. He's missing a nose as well, just like Headbanger Zombie. He's got this big gap in his teeth, which is really cool. His mouth is just all blown open. There's just, it's all ripped open everywhere. This thing is really cool. I might have to, like, I don't know, airbrush this or something because it's a little bit too reflective. But I don't know, that's not a problem really. The rats are a fun touch. The big old cave in his skull actually has blood coming out of it, which is atypical. There is genuinely, his pants look good too, and his shoes. There is genuinely zero complaint I can make about his appearance, and for that reason, he gets a perfect 10 out of 10 for appearance. Okay, now we're going to talk about quality. So his quality is pretty, I would say, above average, to be completely honest. He's very well put together. He's got pretty typical Spirit clothes, but they did go the extra mile by making them all messed up, and they dyed them and stuff. They're all crispy, crunchy things, which is kind of funny. Anyways, he is latex with the plastic sculpt underneath, and it does look very good. So no issues with that. His pants are also, they look pretty good. He does have a very good form. He actually looks like a person, which is great because sometimes you get animatronics that are just way too thin. This guy is not one of them. He's really good quality. You could tell he's pretty sturdy and well built. He's obviously not weatherproof like a lot of the modern ones, but that's not really a problem for this guy. So again, I'm gonna have to give him a perfect 10 out of 10. Next, let's talk about sound. So, sound, I think on this dude is great. There is actually basically no issue that I have with sound. Yeah, his sound is really good. It's startling, but it's also just really gross sounding. He sounds gross, yeah. And the little rat screeches are a nice touch. There's genuinely nothing I can complain about because he gets pretty loud, so his volume is definitely not a problem. and then also it's good. It's a good quality audio, just like Modern Spirit does pretty much all the time. So for sound, I will have to give him another perfect 10 out of 10. There's literally nothing I have to complain about it. All right, and then aesthetics on this guy. So obviously he's gonna score pretty highly because you guys, if you've seen any of my other reviews, you know what I like. Well, any of my recent reviews, because my old reviews, don't watch those. I gave out high scores like candy. Okay, these ones I think are justified. And then also the categories were different, but I've devised better categories now. Anyways, aesthetics. Aesthetically, he looks amazing. I mean, I think the blend of I mean all the gore, it's all consistent colors. It looks good. Um, this big old hole, it's very reminiscent of what Stuff Spirit used to do. Um, the rats are a fun touch. I really don't have many complaints because he is pretty dirty, like old Spirit animatronics used to be. I think that he could be a bit better in this department, but not by very much, to be completely honest. He's just not like dark tones enough. The pants, I wish they would have continued this pattern, this dirty pattern on his clothes. They did have the blood, so obviously that's a huge plus, and that's not going to lose him. That's going to save him a lot of points, because if this guy was totally clean, that would, first of all, not make sense, and second of all, be a little bit disappointing. But he is not. He is very bloody, which is a fantastic, fantastic decision by Spirit to make something like this. Um, so for aesthetics, he really isn't gonna get. He's gonna get a 9 out of 10 because literally the only issues are that. I guess. I mean, that's not even really an issue. Tallying his points, he gets 48 out of 50, which is fantastic. That's the highest score I've ever reviewed, and that is a 96%. So he's an A plus, and I would definitely agree with that. He's an A plus. He is probably as close to perfection with Spirit that we're gonna get in his current iteration. I think he's absolutely fantastic, and I would 100% advise you buy him. So he is currently still available at $200, which I think is a great price, especially with Modern Spirit, where they'll charge 280 or 300 for what used to be a $200 standard life size. Which I get inflation affects it, but it seems like they're raising their prices every year just to make more money, which is a little bit frustrating. But nonetheless, this guy is an exception. He is a standard $200, and he is fantastic. That's fantastic for him. I would say that's totally reasonable. Um, anyways, what else was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, so my predictions for this guy, since he's still currently in stock, I think that his value is gonna go way way up because first of all he's online only. Online onlys tend to become more expensive than in store props because there's less of them in existence and they were harder to obtain. So I think he's definitely gonna, and also his aura. Okay, the look of this guy is really crazy. It's incredible. He's a zombie, right? So a lot of people like zombies, myself included, of course. I don't know if you could tell, but I've got a lot of zombies over here. There's another one over there. Oh, there's one in there. But I have more in my house, so you know. Anyways, regardless, I dig zombies. Everybody digs zombies. Most people dig zombies at least. So that's gonna give him some points. He's also just very unique, very gory character. I think, honestly, he's gonna be on the level of like, in terms of like Luke. Sorry, I heard a sound. Lucracy. He's gonna be at the same level as Barnyard Butcher and Convulsing Nurse, and those types. I think he'll probably sell for around $400 eventually. After a couple years. So yeah. This is just also just a super important thing for Spirit to make because it shows that we all thought, myself included, that they would never make something like this again, and then they did. They did, and it's so good. It's really good. They really blew this one out of the water, in my opinion. Um, so there's really nothing bad for me to say about that, and I have only positive things to say about Spirit. So this is part of the reason why I think this year, 2024, is has been the best year they've had in such a long time. And one thing that's interesting is everybody unanimously hated, like 2020 to 2022. They're terrible years. Everybody pretty much agrees with that. A lot of people extend it to 2019, 2018, 2017, like myself. I think 2017 is kind of when they started falling off. Or 2016 really when they kind of started falling off. But 2016 was still a good year. 2017 was okay. 2018 was okay. 2019 was pretty bad. And that continued until this year or until last year. I don't really like last year all that much, but a lot of people do. Um, and the thing that changed is they got a new set design. Anyways, this person I'm just gonna voice over because I have to go somewhere and it's relevant to the channel, it'll be important. Anyways, so I what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so in 2022 was the last year that the current or the previous like set designer for the ISEs was in was like working there, and there was a lot of reasons that he was holding the company back. Like he wouldn't do any themes that had already been done, so he didn't want to do any sort of clown themes because they'd already done the clown train and they'd done Cirque du Spirit, so he didn't want to do that. But they left, but he left, and then 2 years later we get the Carnival. He didn't want to do any traditional Halloween stuff, so he didn't want to do any graveyards or farms or anything like that because he thought it was boring. Wah wah wah. Anyways, so that's why we didn't get a graveyard. We didn't get any graveyard. We didn't get a graveyard theme until 2023. So we went years without a graveyard theme because this guy was too lazy to make a new one because he thought it was boring. So thankfully he left. Now we're gonna get more traditional Halloween stuff. I really hope this is something that they might change. That I would hope that they change. Is I really would love to see them go back to a sort of like how they used to have themes where it was multiple different ISEs, right? They would have 3 or 4 completely different ISEs that were a little smaller in scale, but they were honestly better. A lot of them were better. Like Last Chance Gas was one of these. It was really cool. Even if they just stuck to 2, which they started doing in the later years, before they switched to having them match, right? Like the Clock Tower and the Hotel, both great. Voodoo Swamp and the Spirit Station Z, both great. So I hope they go with something like that again because it gives us more diversity with what we get. Because a lot of the animatronics previously have been completely disjointed and not matched the theme at all, which is really lame. But they've been really all over the place, and I'm gonna make a video about this specifically. So I'll eventually you can go watch that one. But yeah, I really hope this is a sign that more of this type of stuff is coming. Even if it's stuck only on online only, just because then they can then it wouldn't sell well in real life because or in person stores because of reasons where like there's too many kids in there and they get all scared of the scary guys. So anyways, I really hope Spirit makes more stuff like this because he's really incredible. And that's my review. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and I hope you agree with my opinions. Goodbye.